Brennan. I am the founder and president of LOTUS.
I am Evan Sledge, the executive director at LOTUS, based in Chicago, Illinois.
We are LOTUS, and LOTUS is an acronym. It stands for Lifting Ourselves Through Us. And the us is the community that understands our mission to assist and provide positive academic spaces for people from marginalized and underserved communities. We are in Chicago, Illinois. We're currently based in Chicago, Illinois, but we have programming that has, virtually, we've been all across the country, and we're looking to expand nationally, internationally, but we're launching from Chicago, Bronzeville to be specific. I started LOTUS because we identify gaps in communities in America, academic gaps and other gaps. And I got my undergrad degree in Africana Studies, and there I kind of started to understand the trends among many communities that are kind of pushed to the margins, not just race-based, but economic-based, gender-based communities that have been pushed to the margins. And I remember how I personally was pushed to the margins. And I remember identifying specific moments in my academic career where I was like, they didn't reach me there, and I could have, I feel like I know ways, or in my studies, I've discovered all these different pedagogical approaches and methods that help kids learn. And so I wanted to create a space where I could implement those and facilitate lessons in with these methods and close the gaps in my community and reach a guy like Aaron who just needed the extra push or just for it to be clear the pathway between my passion and these academics in my industry, right? Like, where are those connections made? And also to cultivate life learnership, for one to become a life learner. So that's why we try to make all of the activities and the things that we do super engaging and hands-on and heuristic and all of those good things, right? So that they can play with the concepts, whatever the academic concept is. There's an activity that will spell it out for them, and again, align their passion, make that connection between that and industry and their academics. This is why you're reading. This is why you're doing math, because you said that this is your passion, and here is, let us expose you to some of these industries and help you make these connections. And the best way to do that is for it to be engaging and exciting. And so that's what we do with LOTUS. That's why I started it, so that we could create those spaces to do just that.
Why I do the work with LOTUS, in my career, in my time, I've been blessed. I have the resources and time now to be able to give back. Engineering, STEAM is especially important to me, being an engineer. And I just love it, right? Like I'm a big kid at heart. So doing these type of activities, these hands-on activities, working closely with kids, it's really just me playing with friends almost. And I just enjoy the way they light up when they discover new things. And I'm pretty sure I am inspiring the next generation of engineers from my community.
I was afforded some awesome academic opportunities, but in my own path, I experienced disinterest from instructors. I also exhibited disinterest, but it's because those connections weren't made. And when that light bulb went off in my head that, oh, this is, this is what the academics are for. It was a great day, right? And I was able to do anything that I wanted to do once I saw the vision. So what keeps me going is the desire to reach a young Aaron, right? A child who might not have the picture completely or very clearly spelled out or depicted for them, and also to support academicians, teachers, instructors who have their hands full. There's a lot that they are doing. There's a lot of things they have to consider to differentiate a lesson with different learners, overpopulated classrooms and things like that. In addition to my own personal experience, me and wanting to reach a child who's like me. I live in Chicago. I'm from the South Side of Chicago, and I see the way that the neighborhoods politically are designed it is important that academics is emphasized. All right, it's important that families respect what academics can do, and because historically these communities have been underfunded academically, it is important that a guy like me who knows how to create an entity that can write for grants and things like that with the assistance of the metrics, that we receive at AfterSchool HQ through those systems. It's important that we find that money and those resources, and we allocate them in ways that we think, along with our board, that benefit the community where we live. So that's what motivates me. That, and the fact that in 50 years, these academic gaps, these economic gaps have not closed. And I think I know why, right? I think that I know why. It's the cultural responsive stuff. It's the pedagogical approaches to Black and brown people, or just any marginalized community where their voice isn't being heard. That's what keeps me going. That the inequality still exists. Historically, the community where I live, the community that we serve, these marginalized communities, there are political factors, historical political factors. Some of them are rooted in pseudo-scientific race-based philosophies, right? But it's economic now, and the policies, I'm aware of them. And a lot of the people where I live, those communities, are not aware of the things that are underfunding, under-resourcing their schools and their academics. And it is academics that saved me, that helped my family. And so academics, for me, it is the front line as far as closing the gaps in academics and economics and political gaps in all of these gaps. It's academics and so that's what keeps me going. And the fact that these gaps still exist, the inequalities are ever present and visible, and they're affecting us. And so that's what keeps me going. I'm looking to help create a peaceful world of life learners. The reason that academics play such a large part and is really the driving force to the mission of LOTUS is because it is knowledge that is at the basis of so much, right? The foundational thing is knowing a thing, right? To know that, to become aware, to know that academics will guide me to a quality of life that I describe for myself, that I define for myself. But then to even have the words to define that quality of life, it comes with awareness, which is knowledge. And one of the best places to gain that awareness and that knowledge is in school, and it is in a book, is in an academic engaging thing. So we want to make knowledge and change the way that people from these communities receive, engage, and use knowledge. And this is a great platform to do that. I've identified it honestly as the only platform to kind of close those gaps. It's an academic approach. We have developed a passion-based assessment and a passion-based approach, which is a philosophy, an academic pedagogical philosophy that if one is happy and sees can connect their passion to their academics, it sticks. There's more stickiness, right? It sticks with them, and they can use it better if they can describe it, right? But that comes from having a passion with it. So we use a passion-based assessment to first discover what their passions are, and then we link that to an industry. Okay, what is it that you want to do? If you are a integrator, you might be a health. Health might be, you might want to be a doctor, you might want to be, and we also tell them, we're malleable. These things might change over time, right? But just to get them aware of passions and to get in tune with their feelings and connect that with a quality of life. And then we help them connect that to the academics. Here's the reading in that. Here's the trigonometry in that. Here is the college or the certification in that. If that's the goal, then let us bring your academics and your education to life through these activities. We serve the community. We are currently operating in schools, but there are parent programs that we facilitate. So, we don't just stop with the student, because when the student leaves us, they go home, right? And sometimes the parents, I as a parent, we have a community. It helps us become better parents. What things do we expect? How to just be a parent, how to give positive reinforcement to your child. Where are the selective enrollment schools in Chicago? That's a big thing here in Chicago. The type of school that you choose for your child. So helping the parent choose an academic path for their child, to advocate for those who might have an IEP, a special learning plan, to help advocate for the student. So it doesn't just stop with the student, start and stop with the student. It goes beyond that. We want to be a beacon of information to the community. Some other successes that we've experienced most recently was Camp Flight, the Camp Flight experience. I've been planning this summer camp for years, and it is a summer camp, and thank God for AfterSchool HQ, because they helped us categorize the modules. It's a summer camp where the families could pick the weeks that they wanted to attend. So let's say that you were going out of town for the summer and you didn't want to commit to a full 8 weeks of summer, right? Of summer camp. So you could pick and choose your weeks. And the platform that AfterSchool HQ offers made that super easy and understandable and user-friendly and all of that good stuff, right? So that it was a seamless experience. We didn't have any questions about how do we register for this, that, or whatever. So that was a great experience. But that summer camp, and it helped this summer camp flight become a success. We served a small group of kids, 15 kids, and every week, like I said, we had something different to do. But the feedback from the families there, it was like a breath of fresh air, because there are some things happening in this community in Chicago and Bronzeville, but some of them are very expensive, and they do not provide, from the feedback I received, the type of academic expectation that this camp had, and we offered the academics in kind of a cool way, to where you don't know that you're doing academics. You look up and, oh, we're doing science, or oh, that's that's algebra, or whatever it might be. But so it was a very fun camp. That summer camp, I have been planning that for years, and for us to get that off the ground this summer, and for it to have such the positive feedback that we had from parents and the kids had a blast. I mean, we were rowing. We did team rowing. We don't do, that's not something that many people from where I'm from are aware that they can do, or even aware that it is a thing, right? But we like to play football and basketball and tennis to get to college. But there's golf, there's squash, there's rowing. So that we were able to partner with all of these other communities, organizations, these other organizations, to teach the modules. That was a success. The impact, it was just a great success.
We at Lotus decided to work with AfterSchool HQ because we were looking for an all-inclusive platform that could take payments, could do our tracking, do all of our permission slips, our release forms, all that in one complete module package. And with us being a new organization, we wanted to try something new as well that was fresh and innovative. So we chose to go with them, and have been extremely pleased with the outcome so far. Prior to AfterSchool HQ, we were using Google Sheets, Microsoft Excel, pen and paper to do all of our tracking, our signups, and it just become too cumbersome trying to keep track of all the details. So, having AfterSchool HQ put it all into a complete package for us. We're able to log in, see attendance, see payments, parent contacts, and it's been a a tremendous help for our system and helping us keep us organized. We've been able to do better attendance tracking, which is extremely important when you're applying for grants. Potential donors want to understand the impact, the number of students, the number of hours, and this system has been able to put all that information into a very concrete report that we're able to draw from and use for our applications. AfterSchool HQ is a tool that first allows parents to create profiles for their children, which is extremely helpful when you have reoccurring program and offer different topics. They're able to re-register simply by logging in and selecting their child. It does the financial tracking for us. It has payment options. It has one-time payment options. It has free events, paid events. It just really gives us the flexibility to do whatever kind of programming we need to, whether it be reoccurring program, one-time programming. It's just an all-in-one shop that is extremely helpful.